Saturday, although it does have some rain clouds, but that's okay. We enjoy the rain. Oh, let's see if we're tuning in here. I don't even know if this is working. So we'll see. All right. Hey, everybody. We are live. Welcome. My name's Dave Dove. For those that don't know, Director of Sales here at the rNetwork. So super excited to be on here with you this morning. Just wanted to take a couple minutes with you, just share some thoughts with you because of some things that are really happening in the company, and I just wanted to share those success principles or thoughts with you. As you're coming on, drop in the comments where you're watching from, where you're listening from, what time it is, wherever you're at. Always love to see those types of things, and I'm kind of looking down because my camera's up there, so I apologize. I will try to also chat with you as we go along. But feel free to, like I said, drop in the comments where it is that you're watching from. Always like to see where people are coming in from. So anyway, with that said, let's get started. I just want to share some quick tips with you on some, and I want to use a couple of scenarios for you just to help you understand on how you can share this with people that you come in contact with. Because see, I think sometimes we complicate things. We really create complications for ourselves. And my title of this was that you don't need to be a salesperson. And it's absolutely true. Now, in network marketing, one of the things that I've learned over the last 25 plus years is that when I tried to sell people, it's not, and I felt like I was a fairly good salesperson. But when I try to sell people, people can tell that. Back in the day, it used to work pretty well to have sales tactics. But nowadays, people are just different. And we are different. We are a different company for that. Hey, Pierre from Sweden. I was just on with Pierre in Sweden this morning with his team and his event that he was running. Incredible job, Pierre. And big thanks to you, too, for inviting me to come on. So when we start talking about you don't need to be a salesperson, what I'm referring to is this, you guys, is that this is way more simple than what we are making it. Or way simpler than what maybe some of you are trying to make this happen for you. I know some of you hit a wall, some of you may not. You feel like, hey, I've already contacted all my warm market, whatever it may be. But I want you to think about it when you're talking to individuals, and it doesn't matter if you're outside the U.S. or if you're in the U.S. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Hey, Rebecca. And I just wanted to come on and share some real simple things. In fact, Rebecca's on here. And I'm going to share her story. So it's interesting that she's on here. So what I wanted to share with you is that I've been doing some calls for some of the charter members in the field and just kind of jumping on calls. And I'm happy to do that anytime. But here's what happened. I just want to share with you that if you keep it simple, you will bring people to the middle and allow them to make the decision and choice to be a part of this. But what I want to share with you is that I want to first, let's talk about the lingo or the language that we're using to talk to people, and how are you leading with this is getting people interested in the business, right? So let me do this. I'm going to grab my phone real quick because I've got some notes in here that I want to share with you. And I want to help you understand that it's not always about, trying to manipulate the individual that's sitting in front of you or, anything like that. But what I want you to help you understand is that, let me try to find it here. Darn it. Give me 1 second here. I don't need it. I've kind of got it memorized. So here's what I would share with you. And this is how excited things can be for you. And to just take the pressure off of yourself, just take the pressure off in a way that you don't have to worry about, am I gonna say the right things or, whatever. And so, one of the things that I want to share with you is that think about that when you are talking to people and they ask you, what is it that you do? It's really easy. All you have to say is that we have a participation marketplace. And they're like, well, what is that? That every single time I've said that to somebody when they ask me what I do, I say, yeah, I belong to it's called a participation marketplace. And they're just like, what's that? Or we started a company, it's the participation marketplace. Well, what's that? You know, I mean, they always ask that. That's the first key thing. Just take the pressure off. Don't try to manipulate the situation. Here's the next thing is then I say, well, and they say, well, what's that? And you say, well, you know, Costco, Amazon memberships like that. What we have done is we've created a membership program where our members actually not only save money, but they also get paid when others save. And for the first time ever in the history of this type of marketplace business, we're bringing a bank into the mix in addition to that, where our members will actually get paid every time somebody transacts through our bank. And so it's a very interesting concept, but you know, it's incredible. We're growing. We're in over 30 plus countries. You know, stuff like that. I mean, just keep it very basic. We're not an MLM. And if they say, is it MLM? Say, absolutely. In fact, what's interesting about what we've done is it's more of a membership than it is MLM. In other words, our members share in the revenue of our company. I mean, it's not that hard. So if you just stay in that, hey, Lisa and Vaughn, how are you? If you just stay in that range and not go outside of that and start telling them all the details, say, most of the time what happens is they say, well, do you have some information about it? Yeah, I've got some information. Let me send it to you. You know, and then you send them the first video. Now, here's the key to this, you guys. Follow the system. I promise you it works. Send the very first rNetwork intro video. You can get it from YouTube or Vimeo. And they're both of those locations have the videos in what we call shareable files. So all you do is click on the shareable file. You could even send them the playlist if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it. I would send one video at a time because it's kind of like touching, right? So it's a touch that you're creating by sending a video. So you send the first video, and then when they're done with it, you know, make sure that when you send it to them, say, hey, you have a few minutes just to watch this. It's only a 3 or 4 minute long. Yeah, sure. Send it over to them. And then when they're done with that video, the next video you send is the quick overview. It's a 6-minute overview that I did. And we're redoing that, by the way. We're getting we're going to have it professionally done. And so anyway, so it's not my voice, but you'll be able to send it over to them, that 6-minute video. That gives them a little bit more perspective. And then the third video that I would send after that is I would send you could send a concierge one depending on who they are. Or I would probably send the compensation plan so they can understand the compensation if they need it or they want it. If they don't want that, then what you're going to do is you're going to then turn around and say, invite them. This is where it becomes easy. Invite them to either jump on a call with some of the leaders or partners. I would call them partners rather than leader. I would say, hey, I've got a partner. Her name's Lisa. You need to meet her. She's incredible. She's helped me a ton. And if you could actually, if I can get you on the phone with her for just a second, she'd give you a little bit more insight about how this all is coming together. Or if you want to make it even easier than that, put them on a 3-way chat on Facebook or a 3-way text or 3 or 4-way where you have multiple leaders or partners that you have brought onto a chat or a text, and you introduce that person to these guys so that they can now either do a voice recorded message or a typed one. And give their 2 cents as to how our network is making a difference or their vision or whatever, right? Their 90-second little infomercial like Ed Terranova trains on. I think that if you do stuff like that, that's just another touch. And then after that, we also do calls. We do them every single day. There's calls happening all the time. And so all you have to do is plug people into those calls or into those Zoom calls. Give them an opportunity to really see it from a different perspective. And soon here, in the near future, you'll be able to run over to their house, make sure they jump on the call with you, and you sit and watch it with them. Look, this business has always been best at rubbing shoulders with or having coffee and sitting down one-on-one with somebody. It's always been best that way. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do a lot on social media. Social media is a great way to going. But you don't have to be a salesperson is what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to learn to sell anybody. All you got to do is bring people to the middle and allow them to choose whether or not they want to be involved. Don't try to sell them on it. Here's the bottom line. We have the solution already, right? We know what the solution is. And the solution is this. we're going to save more money than you spend. And not only that, you get paid every time somebody saves. I mean, there's just no easier business than that, if you ask me. And we can become cash flow positive in such a quick time. So I want to share a story with you. A gentleman that I had been talking with Rebecca. It's actually Rebecca's person that she had brought to the middle, and she had somebody talk with them and share some vision. And I happened to be available, and I was able to jump on and talk with this gentleman. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, this wasn't like a absolute. I wouldn't call it a what's the word? I don't want to use the word lay down or anything like that, but you know, Rebecca did a good enough job on the front end to bring them to the middle. But then when they got a chance to kind of see the vision from a different perspective, from a third-party validation, and then I had 2 other conversations with this guy. And what's really cool is he had joined the business, and the very next day went power 3. Like, not even really the next day. It was like within hours he was power 3. And I look at that and I think, that's incredible. You know, that's duplication. See, now what'll happen is he's going to teach his people to do exactly the same thing. And we already know that's going to happen. And it probably already is today. So here's the cool part is that what's really, really awesome is that he's coming in with the right perspective. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Don't lead with the bank. Don't lead with swiping the card and getting paid on the debit card. Let me tell you why you don't want to do that. First of all, we don't have the bank yet, and it's coming. And it is coming this year, no question about it. But here's the thing. It's not that the bank isn't sexy. It definitely is sexy. I think it's going to be the icing on the cake. I think it's just going to make it even that much juicier or good, right? Like the steak. It's like the steak sauce. It's going to be great. But let me tell you something. This participation marketplace is so unique and so different that when I'm explaining to somebody how we are a participation marketplace and our members not only save, but they actually get to share in the revenue, and that's all I say to them. I'm just telling you right now, people are just like flabbergasted by that. They're just like, holy cow, that's crazy. And I'm just telling you that you keep it less is more, and you will win every time. You will win every time. And if you don't try to sell them and try to sell them on, oh, hey, we got Nike, we got this, we got that. Let them see it. When they see the videos and they see the presentations, I'm going to be sharing something this next Thursday that I think you really definitely want to, well, you definitely want to be on this call. It's the next event that we're doing with Kevin Wiscombe, one of the founders. When he's done, I'm going to do a training, and I've got a new document that I'm going to share with you guys that I think you're going to find very helpful for you to building this business. It's going to give it to you where you can have it right in front of you, and I think you're going to really like it. And it's interactive, so you can click on the document, and it'll take you wherever you want to go, right? So you're going to see that. But I'm super excited about that and bringing it to you next Thursday. So tune in next Thursday night, and I'm going to be sharing that with you on how you don't need to be a salesperson. All you need to do is share savings and invite them to be a participant. That's it. You're sharing savings and inviting somebody to be a participant. So when I share a video to John or I share it to Vaughn and I say, hey, Vaughn, I don't ask Vaughn what he thinks of it. I just say, hey, Vaughn, let me send you another video, give you a little bit more insight. Yeah, great. Hey, do you have time to watch this one, next one? It's maybe about 6 minutes long. Yeah, sure. Send it over. Or do you have any questions? If you have questions, if they have questions and they start drilling you with a bunch of questions, just say to them, say, hey, I'd love to answer all those questions for you, but I'm in a hurry right now. But I'll tell you what, let me do this. I'd love to put a quick chat together on Facebook if they're on Facebook, and then tie them into 3 or 4 leaders, or I would call them business partners or partners. You know, tee it up, you guys, to where you're not having to do all the question answering, right? Get them in front of somebody. Even if it comes down to me, for example, I've done this before where I've recorded a video and texted that video over to the individual of me saying to their friend what I would say if I could get on a call. It's a great way to take advantage of them not wanting to get on a call. It's a great way for you to send that video off of a personal testimony from me, or I would call it a perspective from me. That's how I would handle that. It's another great way of just sharing. And so the technology nowadays, I can literally shoot a 30 to 60 second, little perspective of our network and send it to you on text or messenger, and now you go share it with the next person after that, right? So, I mean, think how cool technology is, and you can do the same. So for your team, so tell your team, say, hey, I'll shoot a little perspective, and now you have it in your phone, and you can share it with all your team, and they can go share it with the people that they're prospecting. So after they've watched the first video, they see your prospect, your perspective, and now they invite them to take a look at some more information. Let them make the choice. Let them make the choice to be involved in this. Don't try to sell them and close them on doing this thing. I promise you, they will come if you just if you be authentic and you allow them to join your business without you pressuring them to do so. You don't need to pressure them. You just don't. You don't even need to be a great salesperson. You just need to be somebody who can actually, communicate with people. And that is that. And I think you can, or you wouldn't be doing this today. Again, bring people to the middle, let them choose after you have shared savings with them, and given them the opportunity to be a part of this. So anybody have any questions before I jump off of here? Be happy to answer any questions for anybody if they have questions about anything I just covered. Otherwise, if you're watching this as a replay, drop your questions in the comments, and I'll come back to it and try to answer those questions later. Hey, Wade, how are you, buddy? I didn't see this scroll down. Hey, Shabir. We've got Lucas. Lucas, how are you? Just want to say hi to you guys. And like I said, if you've got any questions about anything that I just covered, feel free to ask. Be happy to answer those questions for you. Let me see here. Just copying this URL real quick. All right, with nobody having any questions, no big deal. I will jump off of here, and hopefully that gives you some quick tips. Again, just remember one thing, guys, keep it simple, stupid, and invite people. So all you're doing is sharing savings and inviting them to participate. That's it. It's really, really that simple. So what's your go-to response to the person that says, I don't want to pay a fee? Absolutely. That's a great question, Lisa. I mean, there's going to be people that ask that. And you know what the best part is? You can explain to them, say, in fact, what I would invite them to do is become a fan. And then they're going to say, well, what do you get out of it? Then you can explain what I get out of it by paying and becoming a charter member. So that just say to them, say, yeah, you can become my fan. You don't have to pay anything, and have access to some of the savings that we're creating. Depending on who it is and how we approach them. If we approach them based on, hey, this is a participation marketplace, you can save money more than you spend. Great. Just approach them with, hey, become one of my free fans. And then they say, well, what does that mean? Well, you get some limited access to our benefits. But what's really cool about that is, we have like an Amazon Prime option where you can become a charter member. And now you actually, not only do you save money, but you make money every time somebody saves. So just give them a brief little thing like that, and then just say, but I'd recommend take a few minutes, watch this next video I send you. It'll explain it all to you. It takes about 6 minutes, and it'll explain it all to you, and then I'll follow up with you after that. And then I'd send them the 6-minute video, and it explains it to them. Again, use the tools to allow them to become part of your business. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not really too difficult, right? If they ask the question, I don't want to have to pay, great, become one of my fans. And what does that mean? Well, what do I get for that? Well, you get to have access to our global mall. You get to have limited access to some of our other benefits. You can take a look at that. It's no problem. It's free. Sign up and do that, and I can follow up with you later. Well, what do you get? Well, I get paid when you save on things that you're going to purchase anyway. So I love this business, you guys. I love how simple it is. Sometimes we overcomplicate it. Just think of it this way, you guys. I think of it, I just keep going back to, if Amazon said to me, hey, if you refer 3 people to me, you get your Prime membership for free. I'm going to surely try to get 3 people just so I can pay my Prime membership and not have to worry about it. By just already talking, hey, you should try this Amazon thing. It's really cool. They ship stuff right to your house. You never even have to leave your home. I mean, that's really exciting. Think of it that way, that how exciting it is to be able to utilize something that's already been developed that people already relate to. I love the Amazon idea. I also love the idea of Costco. Costco is another great one. I mean, how many times have you gone to Costco and people say, oh, where did you buy that? Oh, I bought it at Costco. Oh yeah, and then they think this, gosh, I need to get a membership there. You're doing marketing for them already. That's how crazy it is. And they're not even rewarding you for it. And so all we're saying is go out and share savings, invite people, just invite them, say, hey, why don't you come and participate with us in the marketplace? Think of it this way, just have a bigger perspective about this for just a minute. Sorry, I wasn't going to cover this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Think of it this way. Our company is designed by, when we say our slogan, what's our slogan? The bigger we get, the better it gets. So think about it. The bigger this network gets, the better and deeper discounts that we start to get, right? So we can have leverage power to really do the things that we want to do as the network. And we called it our network for a reason. It's our network. It's your network. It's my network. It's Richard Smith's network. It's all of our network. And so think of it this way, that if we bring our networks together, we can do some special things. We can go do some things that we cannot even imagine, guys, when you have leverage power of just thousands of people. So now whether they're paying or not paying, we still need free fans. We need fans. I would go out and enroll as many fans as you possibly can. Right now, they're going to shop and buy things. Great. But I wouldn't necessarily always lead with that unless they say what Lisa just said. I don't want to pay anything. If they say I don't want to pay a fee, I'm going to say, great, then become one of my fans. Well, what does that entail? Well, and then tell them, right? And then they're always going to, and just say, and the best part is you can always upgrade and become what I do. And I'm a charter member. I'm just like a Prime membership with Amazon. So now I get paid though when you purchase stuff. I get paid every time you save money. So they're gonna instantly walk right into it without even doing it. And then I would expand it a little bit more if you have to. If you're into this part of it, you can either send them the comp plan so they understand it, or if you want to simplify it and just say, and all I've had to do is refer three members to the rNetwork. And guess what? By doing that, just referring them to this participation marketplace, the best part is that now mine is free. I don't have to pay anything. Oh, wow. So people start to gravitate to that and they'll understand it. So keep that in mind. I've gone a little longer than I wanted to. So just know one thing, guys, keep it simple. Don't try to overcomplicate it. In this business, too many people try to, and I'm guilty of it. I've done it myself, where I've gone out and bought all these, sales programs, or I bought this social media package, trying to learn how to do social media. And it's not a bad thing to educate yourself and to skill yourself up. You always want to be skilling up. But leaders, the best top leaders in this industry, just do the basics better. That's it. You're just getting better and better at the basics. So think of it from that perspective, rather than trying to skill yourself up to a level before you go do things, or try to complicate the basics when it doesn't need to be. I'm just telling you flat out, you guys, I've done this long enough. I generated a six-figure income in this business, building a team over in another company. And I just tell you right now, it is not as complicated as we're making it. You don't need to go and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to learn how to become a great salesperson or to become a great social media marketer. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do those things as you progress, and what I would call, as you're educating yourself in the industry, as you're getting proof that, hey, I've advanced, that's great that you've done that. But if you were working for me and what I was doing before this, when I worked in timeshare and I hired timeshare salespeople, I always told them, don't overcomplicate it. Don't oversell it. Don't tell them all about the product. They don't care about the product. They don't care about that. All they want to know is what's in it for me. That's all people really want to know. So if you can share with people how they save money on things that they're already spending on, and they're just redirecting their spending. They're not actually going out and having to buy a product that they don't want or don't need. And then on second of all, they get paid every time they share it with somebody to do the same. That's incredible. It's incredible if you ask me. So actually a few people not want to pay the fee, so offered the option to the fan club and still get great deals. They signed up right away. Yep, perfect. Corey, that's exactly right, man. Guys, we still need the fans. The FTC wants us to have fans. Trust me, we need fans. So there's nothing wrong with it. Now, is our fan program perfect right now we're going to make it better and better as we go on. I promise you, we're going to make it extremely better as we move forward with the FANN program. What I mean by that is, as a company, we're going to start dripping on those fans for you to educate them on how the program works and how they can upgrade into a charter member. And so we're going to do all that. We're just not there yet. But when you do bring a FAN on, just take on the personal responsibility. And you all know that when you see where you see your fans, right? You see them in your pen. So if you go to the personal enrollment network, the little round one, right? Click on it and go into there. You're going to see your fans down below all your charter members that you brought in. So now you have their contact information, so you can email them, you can text them little things like, and this is a whole nother training, but text them things like, hey, we just brought Nike out. I mean, can you imagine texting something like that to your fan after they've been in for a little while? Or maybe, hey, and by the way, don't forget, we always have GoPro available in the mall. Just do little things like that. We're going to be doing that for you eventually, but we just haven't got there yet. But let me tell you something. Fans are a big part of where we're going with this, you guys. In fact, eventually we're probably going to lead with the fan and end up with the charter member. That's just how it's going to happen. And so keep in mind that it's going to be a big part of our business. But I want you to just keep in mind too that we're just, don't overcomplicate it. That's all I have to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Anybody else have any questions or comments? I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what your thoughts are about some of the stuff we just covered today. Tell me if you learned anything. Do you feel like there's value to it? If there's none, let me know that too. So it's okay to let me know that. So, hey, all the way from Nigland. I don't know how you say that. I probably said it wrong. Good evening to you, Longshai. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Probably not. I'm just a redneck here in Utah. But anybody have any comments, any thoughts of anything we covered today? That'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. So drop them in the comments. You do. I'll come back and read them later. Not a big deal. And just appreciate you tuning in this morning. I didn't really have this planned. I just thought I'd jump on, share it with you, because we've had some great success lately on talking to a lot of people around the country, around the world. I've had calls with different leaders. And what I'm realizing is when they have heard about the REVVcard, or they've heard about this, or they heard about that, all I'm doing is redirecting their vision back to their thought pattern, their vision to where we are as a company and where we're going. And if people understand that, they're super excited. And this gentleman that just got involved with this yesterday is already Power 3, and is, like I said, in less than an hour or two, and is growing already. So it's just super exciting to see that. And it's because he's just doing the simple, basic system and not overcomplicating it. So keep in mind, you guys, it's more simple than we make it. And just have a fantastic day. And we'll be talking to you guys soon. See ya.